Well, as you know, in the last video we got the panel cut near enough to size, but then I went round and just thought I'd just prepare all the rest of it with some special chemical I had. So let's have a look and see what I've done there. Well, there you go. As you can see, there's a lot of blue sort of haze now to this milky white stuff that I've painted on. Now this stuff actually is a rust converter, and I started knocking with the hammer. As you know, we had our hole down there, which I was going to have to put a patch, but I started knocking the top of the chassis rail as well, and look what happened. As you can see, there was a great big gaping hole in there as well. Now in a way that was a good thing. It was bad when I first found it, obviously, but what that's enabled me to do is to clean all that rubbish out inside there and actually coat the inside with the rust converter as well. So I've actually done that, and that means that I've actually got to put a long plate over all of this as well. So this is really good stuff apparently. So, you know, it's all coated stuff really where you can't or you didn't really want to repair. Bearing in mind, this isn't a restoration job, it is a repair job. And as I said, even on, you know, things like up here, for example, it's a matter of knowing when to stop, as I say, because it is just a repair job. So as you can see all the way around, it's been coated, and that will convert it. And this stuff, let me show you it. Now in the past I've used Cure Rust and stuff like that. Well, this stuff's actually called Vatcan. I've never heard of it before. I don't know whether you can actually see that or not. It's called Vatcan, and it's made by Performance Chemicals Limited. I got this off eBay, and it's like a Cure Rust sort of thing. So in a way, I've got a litre of this. I think I paid £15 for that, something like that. So just buying a little bottle of Cure Rust is obviously quite expensive, £5, £6, £7. So getting it this way, it's a lot better. So yeah, this was just a little update from the last video. I forgot to tag this on after I finished filming. I just coated this up, as I said to you. So we'll be moving forward now. Hi and welcome to part 4 of our transit rust repairs. Right, well, as you saw just before the video started, I've actually coated all the chassis rails, and that was in a lot worse a state than what I actually thought. So I've treated that with that Vatcan stuff, as you know, and it's the next day now and it's all dry and it's all done all its conversion. It's very good stuff actually. So what I've got to do now is to make up some templates out of mild steel plates so that I can actually cover all these areas up. Now what I will say is that the insides of the chassis rails, I'm going to treat. I've had lots of comments on the stuff to use and what not to use and that, and I've opted for the wax oil treatment to go inside on all the chassis rails. That's when I actually complete and finish the job. But places like this where I can get inside, let me show you. Places like this where I can get inside now because I've dug it all out and it's all been converted. All this now is all been changed chemically, that it's not rust anymore, and you can paint over this surface as well. Well, I've got some Por15, so I'm actually going to paint in all inside these chassis rails with Por15, and once I've sealed them all up, I'll actually inject them all as well with the wax oil, so it's going to have a double good treatment. Por15 again is another fantastic product, and I forgot I had it. I've actually got Por15, so it dries to a ceramic hard coating, and it's really hard to get off. If you ever spilt any and you've left it go hard, you will know about Por15. So that's what I'm going to treat the inner of these chassis rails with. I've also got other things around here, for example, which I can't really grind out, and as I say, it's knowing where to stop with the job. Let me show you. So as you can see, this hole in the chassis here, behind there is a sponge pad which I can't actually get to remove, otherwise it means a whole lot more stripping down. So I've neutralised all the rust inside and out all around this area here, so this has now been neutralised, and I will paint that with a Por15 as well. So, and I'll also fiberglass over that, so it's all, you know, no fluid or water can get in there. So that's the best I can do with that. Bearing in mind, as I keep mentioning, it's not a restoration job, this is a repair job, but we want to do it to a good enough standard where it's not going to come back in the near future. So I'm just going to take some measurements now for the patches, and I'm going to actually cut them out, so I'll see you in a minute. Right, I've just cut myself out 2 templates now, so let's go and see if these fit. Right, okay, here we go. So this is the one for the top. I've had to cut a little notch out of this one, so that's going to go in there and sit lovely and flush on the surface like that. So all I'm going to do is stitch all the way around here and obviously down the side. So that one's fine. That covers everything up and makes that really solid again. and the one on the side is going to be here, and again that is going to just fit there perfectly. I might have to just cut a thin slip off of there, and as you can see, once they're in place, that then makes this a solid chassis rail again. So I'm going to go over now to the workshop, clamp some metal up and cut these out. Now I've got the actual sizes, but obviously before I do that, I will treat all the inside here. Now it's all been neutralised with, I'll paint all in there with the Por15. Right, okay, for those of you that don't know about Por15, this is Por15. Now I forgot I had this. I got about 6 tins of it in the log cabin. This is Por15, and anyone in the restoration game will know of Por15. It is one of the ultimate products out there, and it's literally brush application. So I'm just going to go inside now, and I'm going to paint all inside this chassis rail here now that the rust has been neutralised. And as I said to you, this stuff, it goes absolutely ceramic hard. It really does. It's great stuff. And as I said, this will stop any rust from internal. Now, in a way, I'm glad that the top of this was so rusted out, because there's no way I would have been able to get inside and treat these inner chassis legs. So, in a way, it's done me a favour. So, I'm just going to paint all this, make sure that it's well protected. Now, after I've done all this, this is only because I've got access, as I said to you. But after I've done all this as well, I'm actually going to, when it's all sealed up and finished, I'm going to come in again and wax oil all these from the outside. So this is probably the best and cheapest, most efficient way that I can actually protect this lot without spending loads and loads of money. So, you know, if you've got a similar problem, this may be the way to go. Right, okay then, I've gone over all the rusted metal which I coated with the Vatcan rust preventer, and I'll just show you around it. Now, as you can see, all that has been coated with Por15. I've done the outside as well. I thought, well, I might as well do the outside as well. So all this has actually been done, and I had some left over, so I wire brushed down the front, this cross member here, and as a result of that, I've given it a coat of Por15 as well. That's, again, if I was going to do it properly, I'd be stripping the whole lot down, but this is basically a bit of prevention of stopping things from getting worse. That was a nice solid rail. It's just the surface rust I took off. And the thing with Por15 is, once you actually open the tin and the air gets to it, you have to use it all up or throw it away. And one of the hardest things about Por15 is getting the lid off the tin, because it has to be an airtight seal. It's a really tight lid on there, and it's got quite a deep recess on it that goes actually into the can. So unless you're opening the can, pouring it out, reseal it up straight away, you'll probably be okay. But as I had a lot of work to do, and it was only a small can, I left the whole can open, and as a result of that, I decided to use the whole lot up. You can get Por15 in bigger cans, and that's what they suggest to do. Open the can, tip out what you want into another container, and then put the lid back on straight away. That's Por15. Check it out, it's great stuff. I had 6 tins, I forgot I had it. So yeah, that's what I've done there. Right, okay, let's see what we got here. So this is the one for the top, and hopefully it should fall in nicely, which it absolutely does. That's going to look lovely in there, that's perfect. And this one, on the chassis rail, I think that was that way around, that's going to go in there, Yep, that's going to be absolutely perfect as well. And I think you'll agree that that's going to make the whole difference once that's stitched into place. That one there and that one up there. But I can't do that today because, for one, I really want to let this Por15 go off for 24 hours, and for two, I want to coat these with a high zinc primer, which, as I said, is this one here. High zinc is from Isopon. So these sheets of metal are going to get a coat of that. Right, so I'm going to leave it here, and tomorrow all this will be ready for our first go at the welding. So look forward to next part in this video series. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I know it's a lot of faffing about, but this is all the work that you have to get to realise that you've got to do before you tackle a job like this. Anyway, thanks very much. See you again in the next video. Bye for now.